Hey everyone, this is Sean with Tailwaters, and we're here today to talk about how to pack for Belize. So you have a trip coming up, whether you're heading to Ambergris up on the north end, maybe out to Turniff, or even to the south. We're going to go over the ins and outs of what you need from clothing, footwear, rods, reels, and flies. All right, when it comes to clothing, let's talk about a few things. One is you're going to be in Belize, it's in the tropics. So we need to have a few things to consider. One is it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Chances are it's going to rain, and we're going to be in and out of the boat chasing fish on foot. So quick dry, breathable, UV protection. Those are our requirements. Some of the shop favorites are any of the hoodies that you see. So Sim Solar Flex is a great one. It offers lots of protection. It's super breathable, very quick dry. The full hood covers up your ears and the back of your neck. So you don't have to worry about the sun beating down on you. It's got the long sleeves. That way you can be out there in comfort and not worry about burning up your arms. So that's a great way to go. If you like to go old school and go with the button-up shirt, those are great as well. There's a bunch of great options out there, but the main thing is try to stick to something that's nylon, or at least a poly. The cotton stuff, while it's great, it feels great on the skin, it holds moisture in. So once you're wearing them, they're gonna get kind of heavy at the end of the day. So think about quick dry and breathable. When it comes to bottoms, let's think about a few things. One is we're gonna be sitting in a boat all day. And because we're gonna be sitting down, our legs are gonna be exposed. So we want something that's gonna cover up everything. So long pants are a great option as opposed to shorts. While shorts are great and super comfortable and great for hanging out at the lodge at the end of the day, chances are the inside of your legs are gonna get sunburned if you wear them out there on the skiff. So some of our favorites are gonna be the Sim Superlight or the Howler Brothers Tech Light pants. The main thing is you want something that's going to be quick drying. So once again, something that's nylon or poly, has a little bit of stretch is even better because you're going to be getting in and out of the boats. You want that comfort and you want that breathability. All right, when it comes to rain jackets, let's keep a couple things in mind. Because we are in the tropics, it's going to be hot, so we don't need a heavy duty rain jacket. The jacket that we might wear while we're still heading or up in the mountains or in Alaska really isn't going to work very well down in Belize. So let's think about something that's super lightweight as well as portable. And the reason why I say portable, a lot of times this jacket is going to be stuffed inside your boat bag or maybe in a backpack. You're going to take it out for a little sudden shower, or maybe when you're running across open water and you got a lot of spray on a windy day. So think about the Sims Waypoint is a great option. There's also a couple of new lightweight Gore-Tex jackets. Sitka has a brand new one out on the market that's worth looking at. So remember, portable and lightweight when it comes to rain jackets. We've talked about shirts, we've talked about pants, we even talked about rain jackets, but let's talk about our hands and our face. Because we are in the tropics and that sun is pretty bright and pretty intense, we want something that's going to cover up our skin. So don't forget to pack a buff or some other type of face protection, something you can wear not only to cover up your face, but cover up the back of your neck, cover up your ears as well. And then as far as our hands go, don't forget to include some type of sun glove. There's great ones on the market now that offer stripping protection for your fingers as well as full coverage so you don't have to worry about burning the back of your hands. If you're heading to northern Belize, specifically Ambergris or San Pedro town, then you're going to need the right footwear. While there's a lot of mud flats and there's not a lot of opportunities for wading, when you do wade, you're going to need something that's pretty quick to put on. So any of the Sim Zip-It boots or other neoprene boots will be perfect in that scenario. If you're heading out to Turniff or southern Belize, the footwear that you want is a little bit different than up north. In Turniff especially, you've got a lot of coral, so you want something that's got really good toe protection as well as good ankle support. The Sims Flats boot is a great option as well as a new boot from Patagonia. You're going to want that ankle support. You're going to want that reinforced toe. That way, when you're spending all day on foot chasing bonefish, particularly on the outer flats off the reef, you're not going to worry about twisting an ankle or stubbing a toe. Also, when you're putting on your boots, don't forget to bring your guard socks as well. There's a few must-have accessories for Belize. The first thing is a good pair of nippers. Think about something that's going to be either stainless steel or aluminum. That way you don't have to worry about rust. Another good thing to have is a good pair of heavy-duty pliers. Not only are they going to be great for removing flies from things like barracuda and tarpon, but they're also going to help in cutting those heavy-duty mono that you're using for your bite tippets. Other good things to have is a pair of hemostats. While hemostats are normally associated with freshwater fishing, hemostat is super handy for removing small flies from bonefish. Other great things to have, lens cleaners as well as fly line cleaner. The rods and reels for Belize are pretty straightforward. If you're chasing bonefish, the standard 9-foot 8-weight is going to be your best choice. The 8-weight allows you to deliver those flies accurately, even in the ever-present stiff winds, as well as giving you the backbone to fight some of the bigger bonefish you might encounter. As far as fly lines go, your standard weight forward floating fly line will work just fine. There's really not any need for any type of sinking lines on the bonefish flats. And as far as your leader goes, a 9-foot, 12-pound fluorocarbon is going to be your best option. Now, when it comes to permit fishing, we want to bring our 9s and 10 weights. The 9-weight's a great permit rod on those days when the wind dies down and you're more concerned about delicate presentations, while the 10-weight's going to be the best choice on those windy days. As far as fly lines go, once again, a floating fly line handles most of the situations you encounter. A lot of times these permit are going to be in shallow flats, so you really don't need any type of sinking line. And as far as the leader goes, anything from 9 to 12 feet, around 16 or 20-pound test is going to be your best option. Belize has some great tarpon fishing, especially in the summertime when the big migratory fish are pushing through. So if you're heading down there between May and September, make sure you're taking an 11 or 12 weight rod. Now, if you're going to be fishing out at Turniff, it's highly suggested you bring some type of full sinking line with you. A lot of times you're fishing creeks that are 20 to 30 feet deep, so a 5 to 600 grain sinking fly line allows you to get that fly down to where the fish are at. If you're up on the north end off of Ambergris, particularly fishing Savannah Flats, you're going to be fishing a lot of sand flats in 3 to 4 feet of water, where a floating or even intermediate line is going to allow you to get that fly in front of the fish and keep it there. As far as backing goes, standard 30-pound Dacron works great. Just make sure your reel is capable of holding up to 250 yards of it. As far as leaders go, you can get by with straight 60 or 80 fluorocarbon, but if you want to make sure you've got a chance for those fish to break off if they head down to the mangroves or the corals out on the outer reef, it's a good idea to follow some type of IGFA class tippet, particularly 20-pound class tippet with a 100-pound bite tippet. Polarized sunglasses are probably the most important piece of gear while you're flats fishing. If you can't see where the fish are at, it's going to put you at a big disadvantage. Make sure when you're picking your sunglasses, you stick to colors like brown, rose, or yellow. Brown is a great all-purpose color, no matter what time of day it is, while the yellow and igniter or rose colors are great for early mornings or super cloudy days. All right, when it comes to flies for northern Belize, it's pretty standard fare. Make sure your flies are in the white and tan color combos, as well as make sure you have some heavily weighted bonefish flies. Christmas Island Special is a great one for this. There's a few places where the bonefish hang out in deeper water, so those Christmas Island Specials are going to allow you to get your fly to where the fish are at. Another thing to keep in mind is the permit love big bonefish flies. So if you've got some gotchas, some silly legs, and Christmas Island Specials in size 1, it'd be a great option for permit. And then for the tarpon, make sure you have plenty of black deaths on hand. When you're picking your flies for Turniff flats, there's a few things to keep in mind. First thing to think about is you're going to be fishing in bonefish out on the outer edge where the water's super skinny. So make sure you have some flies with either no eyes or a small bead chain. The blind gotcha and blind charlies are great for this, as well as Pop's bonefish bitter. When you're fishing for permit, the EP tritone crab's a great option, whether on the outside edge or the interior lagoons. And when you're fishing for tarpon, make sure you have plenty of black deaths, the EP bait fish and peanut butter, as well as some heavily weighted clousers. Southern Belize is arguably one of the best places to chase hungry permit on the flats. When heading there, make sure you have a good selection of crabs in olive, but don't forget to throw a few tan and whites in there as well. Standard bonefish flies work, as well as the standard tarpon flies, particularly black deaths and EP peanut butters. Our favorite way to travel, carrying all of our gear, is a soft-sided zippered duffel bag, particularly one that's got rollers, just to make it easier to get in and out of the airport. Preferably you have one that's large enough to fit some rod tubes, your boots, and all your other gear. If you have one that's waterproof, that's even better, particularly if you're going to be doing some crossings in pangas. Also, don't overlook some type of small backpack, particularly one that's got a zipper on it. There's some great ones from Yeti as well as Fish Pond that you can use as a carry-on that also do double duty as a boat bag. When you're on the boat all day, it's a great idea to have a good quality boat bag. Look for something that's going to be waterproof with a good seal. The Great Divider from Patagonia is a great one. Fish Pond and Sims make great ones as well. Another thing to keep in mind is carry out a hip pack with you, particularly if you're going to be fishing out at Turniff. A lot of times you're going to spend hours away from the boat wade fishing for bonefish, so having a quality hip pack to carry some flies, leader tippet, maybe a bottle of water is a great idea. We hope that helps you with ideas for packing for Belize. If you have any questions or need anything, please reach out to us here at the shop. Hope to see you on the water.